Hello everyone, my name is Xin Qian, and I'm majoring in interaction design. Today, I'm going to introduce web accessibility, and I will introduce from 4 aspects. So, what is accessibility? Accessibility is the practices, the skills and knowledge, and everything around making the web usable, accessible to people with disabilities. And you may ask, why is it so important in the web development process? The basic core concept is that not everybody has the same ability to use the site properly. I mean, some people with vision problems, such like the blind, partially sighted, or colorblind people, and also some people who are deaf or hard of hearing, and those who find it difficult to use a mouse or keyboard, and some people with learning difficulties. So there is basically 2 aspects to it. One of them is how the website looks, meaning that they will be able to see and read properly. The other aspect is how the website is developed. It means that they will be able to use some of the features like voice activation and stuff like that. I will turn to WCAG. So what is WCAG? Web Content Accessibility Guidelines are a set of principles and success criteria that lead you to accessible web content. And there are 4 basic principles: perceivable, operable, understandable, and robust. They explain how to make digital services, websites, and apps accessible to everyone, including users with impairments. And it's quite necessary for us to learn 4 design principles in WCAG 2.1. The first principle is perceivable. Information and user interface components must be presentable to users in ways they can perceive. This principle makes sure that disabled people can see the contents or have alternatives available in case they need them. For example, good design means sufficient contrast between foreground color and background colors. It's not just text and images, but links, icons, and buttons. And this is essential for people with low contrast sensitivity. If the site uses a lot of dark background images with bright color text, such as white, this can allow users to see the text very clearly. Another example is image. We could always see so many images on the website. When we check the code, developers should be sure that they all have alt text in HTML and some simple descriptions, because it can make sure that people with slow internet or people using screen readers can get information from the image as well. The second principle is operable. This principle allows users to use their preferred technology to operate the website or web application. For example, many users can't use a mouse because they're using a screen reader, and you wouldn't want a button that can only be activated by clicking on it and not by any sort or keyboard commands. And next, we will turn to the third principle, which is understandable. It means information and operation of user interface must be understandable. This principle is a combination of making sure that the content is easy to understand and that you can interact with the website or application in an understandable way. So, to complete with this principle, developers focus on using plain English and keeping sentences short. And then they need to check whether websites use words and phrases that people won't recognize, and whether the features look consistent, and to check whether it is easy for people to identify and correct errors in forms. And then the final principle is robust. This is probably the most technical principle, and it underlines how important good code is for accessibility. If your code is buggy, the technology used by users may not be able to interpret the information the way users want them to. And final part is the prospect. Nowadays, web accessibility is still in the developmental stage, and future efforts should prioritize using advanced automated tools in conjunction with accessible web design to provide an accessible web environment for disabled users. And thank you.